I can't actually believe it happened, but Trump was found guilty. 42 felony counts. Um, Jury deliberated rather quickly. I honestly thought it was going to be a hung jury or it was going to be a not guilty verdict, but they found him guilty. Now what? Well, it looks like he's not going to be serving any jail time. I know it sounds ridiculous. Like, he's been proven to break the law at a felony level 42 times, and he's not going to get a jail sentence. Probably not, unless the judge really wants to stick it to him. But here's the thing. It's Class E felonies, which are the lowest rung of felony charges that I know of. It might be different. I know, unless there's a different system in New York. I don't know the New York system, like the back of my hand or anything like that. But he's a first-time offender and all that other blah blah stuff. So don't expect him to get jail time out of this. I thought, because I read an article going into this that made it sound like if he gets found guilty, there's jail time that's unavoidable. Sorry, my daughter's a little chatterbox first thing in the morning. Right, Sweet Pea? You're going to hear something break in a few seconds. But anyway, the thing that I don't understand right now is there's not really much to celebrate from this. There's a lot of celebrating going on, but other than getting to call this guy a convicted felon, what happened? Is he unable to run? No. Even if he got sent into jail, you can still run for president of the United States. Being in or out of prison is not a qualifier for being able to be elected president of the United States. So I don't understand why people are so uproariously happy. Like, uproariously. Why am I trying to say that word so early in the morning? Exuberantly happy. Anyway, so you tell me out there, other than getting to call Donald Trump a convicted felon, what has changed with this verdict yesterday? Has his chances of winning increased or decreased? Has his popularity increased or decreased? Like, I just don't see how things are so dead set. Like, no, this is going to affect him negatively. It's got to. Again, this is the grab her in the pee guy that when that came out, like, his numbers didn't get affected one bit. Like, and that's kind of the thing I hate about politics is Donald Trump could sexually assault like a bunch of Republicans' mothers, and those people will still vote for the Republican candidate. Like that's just how divisive. And I understand it is what it is. Like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna vote for Republican. You're gonna vote for the Democrat. It doesn't matter who is on the ticket. I'm not mama. You cray girl. Anyway, and it's the divisiveness of politics is just what turns me off the most. And like, just even talking to people in public about this, like, Trump did nothing wrong. This is a witch hunt. I still can't see anything that he did wrong other than a bookkeeping error. Like, if that's seriously your outlook of this, like, he didn't do anything wrong, it's a bookkeeping error, you didn't do anything else that any other president did. This was a bit more deep than what other presidents did. And that's not saying that every other president had clean sheets compared to Donald Trump, but come on. But anyways, I'm not here to argue the semantics of that jargon. But the thing that, and people thought like I meant like civil unrest was going to happen right away with this verdict. But the thing is, the seeds for civil unrest are very duly planted right now. Because let's fast forward to November 5th. Say it's a razor-thin election. Trump loses a few key swing states by just that much. His base is going to see that as, if he didn't get caught up in this witch hunt of a trial, he would have won this election fair and square. Because that trial swung enough voters to change the outcome of this election. And it was Biden behind all of this. Get back to the Capitol, guys. We're storming the building again. Like, that is more like what I'm fearing about. And if he actually gets taken to jail. Like what I said in my previous video about him taking to jail, good luck with that jail. It's going to have to be surrounded by the National Guard. I would like to see how they would get him and keep him in a jail in this country. I don't care if it's the darkest of blue states on the map. Good luck with that. It'll be surrounded by pickup trucks with American flags flying out of the back beds. Anyway, so yeah, what now? What now? Do you feel like, do you honestly feel better or worse? Like, if you're a Republican, do you feel Donald Trump's chances of getting elected are worse now? And if you're a Democrat, do you feel Joe Biden's chances of getting elected are better? Like, in your heart of hearts, try to take your political blinders off. Like, do you honestly feel that this verdict changed things for your guy, respectively, in the right or wrong way? Because again, this is already a razor thin election. And the last point that I want to end on here is Biden better win. Because this is going to be a lot more just embarrassing and more of a cataclysmic failure for the entire Democratic Party than Hillary Clinton losing to the reality TV show host. This is Joe Biden now running against a convicted felon. If your representative that is already the incumbent president can't be a convicted felon, how freaking stupid does that look? Like, everyone in the Democratic Party needs to be fired. There needs to be a total flushing of the entire party. The entire party failed. It is a complete failure if Biden somehow doesn't beat this guy now. So that's why I say, like, I look at this verdict, I'm like, you know, if this court case never happened and Biden lost straight up, he lost to a guy that was a president before, you know, that's not that shocking of a thing. But now he's a convicted felon. You lose to him now? Whoa, that is a colossal failure. So, anyways, what say you guys out there? Do you feel better about your guys' chances, and or do you think this is going to rally more people to actually get out and vote? Like, I don't know, man. It just, I just got a bad feeling that more bad news is going to come from this, especially if he is. And again, I don't think he's getting prison time. There's a minuscule chance he will. The judge could throw the book at him. But if anything, one thing I also want to mention, and this is, I just like the fact that Donald Trump was finally put in a situation that he can't control, and that he was talked down to by a boss in the room. Like, when do you think the last time that has been in Donald Trump's life, that he had to sit there and shut up and be told by the judge, no, you're out of line. Stop breaking the silence of the court and spouting off what's going on in this courtroom, or I'll hold you in contempt and I'll lock you up in jail overnight till you decide to stop spouting off all what the goings on in here. I love the fact that he had to get humbled and sit there and shut his mouth. And to the people saying, like, you know, oh, he's going to appeal this decision. Well, number one, you have to wait for the verdict to come out, which, the sentencing, which is July 11th or 10th, one of those days. Anyways, it's like a month and a half away. And if he did want to appeal it, you're talking about something that's going to tie him up for more weeks on end. Like, I'm sorry, but once you get into July, you got to be campaign stomping. He doesn't want to get tied up with, well, why'd you do that? Anyway, he doesn't want to have to interrupt his campaign stomping. Like, he's got to hit the trail. This is a close election. He needs to rally his troops, kiss the babies, you know, hold the Bibles up and do all that funny stuff. Oh, good job, sweet pea. Hey, can you roar like a dinosaur? Ah, are you a little dinosaur? Oh my gosh, cutest baby ever. So, you know, I don't see him getting tied up with the appeals process. And people are like, well, what about the January 6th cases and anything like that? It's like, well, why would they go through with that now? They're going to wait till the election's over, because, you know, if they did try him and found him guilty and he won the election, he's just going to pardon himself. Like, do you people realize he can pardon himself? Like, so what's the point of going through a court case unless it can absolutely be done and wrapped up before election day? Because if he wins, I mean, well, I know there's that lame duck period till January. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be lame duck, because Biden would be the lame duck sitting president at that point, not Trump. Anyways, forget I said that. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, a lot more interesting things I think are going to come from this, but how do you really feel about this? That's what I want to know. How do you feel about this verdict? Do you feel better or worse knowing that Trump got found guilty? And did anything else come from this other than being able to say Trump is a convicted felon? Like, Trump is a convicted felon, and finish that sentence. I'm just curious what you guys have to think here. Anyways, let me go give a little bit more attention to baby girl over here. You got a frog? All right, let's play with the frog. See you guys. That is all.